Hello and welcome to my very next smartwatch review here. Today we have the T98 Smartwatch. Now what I'm going to do today is take this out of the box, show you what comes out of the box, go away, charge it fully, and then wear it for about a week, and then come back with my full, fair, and honest review. We look at the watch itself. It's got a protective film on the screen, another protective film on the sensors, so always make sure you peel those off. It's a beautiful rectangular shape. I think this will look pretty nice on the wrist. But you know, design and beauty is in the eye of the beholder. Let me press and hold this button to see if there's any battery life out of the box. This only has the one button, so there's no other button to press. So nothing's happening here. So I'm going to continue on and show you what comes out of the box. We have a silicone wrist strap. This one happens to be black. This looks like 22mm, but I'll try to verify that. And then we dig deeper into the box and we will find a user manual. Okay, smartwatch guide. It looks fairly easy to read. The app here is going to be the all-familiar H-band, which I've reviewed many times before with many different smartwatches. And if you haven't seen my smartwatch reviews, be sure to check out my fitness tracker and smartwatch review playlist on YouTube. And then this has a charging cable where it's got a USB-A connection on one end to charge into your charging brick, and then the magnetic connection on the back to snap onto the back of the watch. So there you have it. I'm going to go away, charge it up, wear it, and then come back with my full, fair, and honest review in just a few seconds through the magic of editing. All right, I've been wearing this watch several days. Let's get into the review of this bad boy. First of all, it only has one button on the side here, okay? So you can press that to get it to light up. If you spin this, it does absolutely nothing at all. It's a beautiful looking watch. I think it looks very much like that iWatch. It's a rectangular shape. The screen itself is 2.04 inches and it's an AMOLED screen. So it's very bright and crisp and easy to read. I do like that. If we swipe down, we see our battery percentage, and I've been wearing this for at least 4 days now without charging it. That said, I am not connected to my phone via Bluetooth all day long, but it's got incredible battery life. So I would think you should get at least 5 or 6 days without being on Bluetooth constantly, and with Bluetooth, I'm guessing you'll get at least 2 to 3 days. Here's your phone feature. When tethered to your phone via Bluetooth Low Energy, you can make and receive calls right from the watch. I have tested that. It does work. It's got a speakerphone. It's got a speaker and microphone built in. You can do a vibrate to find your phone. Again, I'm not connected to Bluetooth right now. Some brightness settings, some watch faces here. These are the defaults. There are plenty more in the app that you can change. This one I think you see in a lot of their promotional photos. Pretty good looking display. You know, I like that one, and obviously I like the one that I had on there. But you see, there's a bunch to choose from, not to mention, like I said, the additional ones in the app. That one's kind of colorful, but you know me, I like the big time and kind of a minimalist look. I just want to see the time at a glance. And some other settings here. Health monitoring. Now you have to turn all these on at the watch, and it took me a couple days to figure that out. But there's your heart rate monitor. You can set a heart rate alert. You can turn on automatic blood pressure monitoring, blood oxygen monitoring. Again, BO does not stand for body odor. It's blood oxygen, or SPO2. Blood components monitoring, that would be like your lipid monitoring, HDLs, LDLs, and uric acid. Body temperature monitoring and blood glucose monitoring. It's a non-invasive blood glucose monitoring smartwatch. And with all of these measurements, don't trust this as a medical device because it's not one. They give you these numbers for reference only, and that's how you should interpret them. Really an interesting thing to monitor, but definitely not a health measurement, definitely not FDA approved. There are some switches for goal notifications, sedentary reminder, flick your wrist to light up the display. I always turn that off to save battery life. Drink water reminders, some notifications. You can push them from your phone, from your messages, Facebook, Gmail, Instagram. There's a whole bunch you can turn on here. And again, I'm the kind of guy that I turn most of those off because I don't need things binging and vibrating on my wrist all day as notifications come in. I like to manage my devices. I don't like them to manage me. You can change your languages here. All right. Date and time. This is one of the few smartwatches where you can manually set the time and date on the watch itself. You don't need to sync it with the app. So that's probably the #1 comment on all of my smartwatch reviews is how do you set the time? And usually I say sync it with your app. It pulls the time and date from your phone. Well, this one's different, folks. This one, you can set the time and date right from the watch itself. So keep that in mind if that's something you're looking for. The QR code for the app and some system settings, power off, factory reset, and device info. And there you see it is the T98 Smartwatch. So if we swipe up, we can get to our messages, and this will pull in SMS messages just fine. Again, you have to be tethered to your phone via Bluetooth Low Energy at the time to get those, but it does work. It works well. I'm going to zoom in a little bit more here as I go through these screens. Let the camera focus there. If we go from right to left, here is your phone dialer. And again, this does work fine as a speakerphone. I've tested it. You can get into your activity monitor where you have your steps for the day, kilocalorie count, and your estimated miles walked, your sleep from the previous night, okay, and you only see your previous night. You can't scroll up to see nights before that. Here's your continuous heart rate. Here is that blood components measurement where it will give you your blood lipids, HDLs and LDLs, again, not medical data. Blood glucose monitoring, okay, and you can change the units. This is millimoles per liter. Here is blood pressure. Again, not a medical device. It's for reference only. Blood oxygen saturation, or SPO2. Here you see it will use the red diode. It does have both the green and the red diodes in here. And I like that for SPO2 monitoring. I just think the red diodes do a better job. Let me turn that brightness back up. I accidentally turned it down. We were at SPO2. If we keep going, here's that body temp measurement, and it can pull in the weather from your phone when tethered to the app, and you can add some widgets in here if you wish onto the main screen when you're swiping. All right, so that's what's there. You can add some. You can add your workout modes. You can add breath training, music controller, 28-day cycle tracking, camera trigger, stopwatch, timer, alarms, voice assist, calculator, and back to settings here. All right, so that is all very, very cool. That's the main guts of the operating system on the watch itself. Again, it's a beautiful rectangular design, the easy remove straps. I think it looks very good on the wrist, but that's always in the eye of the beholder. Let's look at the app, and then I'll come back with my final thoughts. The app here is the old familiar H-band app, and that's H-band. All right, again, I get asked that question a lot on these smartwatch reviews. I've reviewed this many, many times, but let's zing through it again for the folks who are new to this channel and maybe seeing one of my reviews for the first time. But here is your summary of your step count for the day and your hours slept the night before. Here is your steps, your steps for the day and when you took them throughout the day. Here's your sleep tracking from the night before. It gives you your total sleep duration, when you fell asleep, when you woke up, deep sleep versus light sleep, and you can scroll back through the previous days and you get that information there. I find it to be pretty credible. Here is your heart rate. Now there's a lot potentially going on in this screen. You have your continuous heart rate, you have your maximum heart rate and your minimum heart rate for that day. And again, you can scroll back through previous days and see what those numbers are. And you get your heart rate zones or distribution of anaerobic, aerobic, fat burning, warm up, and quiet heart rate zones. Heart rate details you can set. I have it set up to take measurements every 30 minutes, and this is just every every 10 minutes. Every 10 minutes. So it gives me my heart rate every 10 minutes, and I can set a high heart rate alarm if I wish. I don't usually do that because I exercise enough that my heart rate spikes up fairly often, and I don't really want to be constantly buzzed with a device telling me my heart rate is up. But you have that. This does not have ECG, so ignore that. Here's your blood oxygen saturation, or SPO2. And it will give you your trace over the day and tell you whether you're in the normal range or not. Again, you can scroll back over previous days and you can monitor that throughout the day. Does not do heart rate variability. Here is that blood pressure reading that it provides, body temperature, blood glucose trace, and I'm not sure this is real, folks. It tends to give me the same looking graph with the spikes in the same place every day, regardless of when I eat or what I eat. So take this with a huge grain of salt. I don't believe any of these non-invasive blood glucose monitoring smartwatches are accurate. I think one day they might get there, and I like to see the technology progress, but don't trust any health decisions to this smartwatch, okay? And then same for your blood components, all right? It will measure or claim to measure your uric acid with a maximum and minimum and average value. And again, I have this turned on to do that measurement automatically throughout the course of the day and night. And it will give you your blood lipids. It will give you your total cholesterol, triglycerides, HDLs, and LDLs. Again, you can turn that on and off as you wish to do it automatically or not. And that's that. It's kind of neat, all right? Does not do body composition. I almost said competition. Does not do body composition, but that is in the app. It's just this watch doesn't support that. And, you get into your sports modes, and it's got some settings here. Here's the T98. This is where you would turn on and off your various message notifications. You can enable all, disable all, or pick and choose which alerts you want sent over to the watch from your phone. Alarm settings, health reminders, high heart rate alert, raise to wake. That again, that's the lift your wrist feature. Pair device, Bluetooth calls, dial settings. And like I said, there's the defaults in here, and there's also a watch face gallery. So if you don't like the defaults, there's probably one somewhere in this gallery that will appeal to you because there's plenty of them in there. Taking a little while to pull up right now, but trust me, there are a whole bunch of watch faces in here to choose from. And I'm just going to riff a little bit while this is ka-chinking away. Not sure what's going on. It had been working just fine. All right, you can set in a blood pressure private mode, same with blood glucose and blood component. If you know sort of your average values, you can plug them in, and then the measurements from the watch will be relative to what you input. Screen on time, I like to set that to 5 seconds usually to save battery life, but for the purposes of these reviews, I like to set it to the maximum so it doesn't time out while I'm talking to you. All right. Weather settings, here's where you would push weather to your watch from your phone. You can choose Fahrenheit or centigrade, and you get the idea. Location, GPS signal strength, that's a GPS from your phone via location services. It is not a GPS watch. You can shake the watch to take a photo. In other words, you shake the watch and it triggers your phone to take a picture through your phone's camera. The watch itself does not have a camera. You can upgrade the firmware, you can do a factory reset, and you can just reset it. All right, so that's it for the app. Very clean. I like it. It's laid out well. Everything's easily understandable. Let's go back to the watch, and I'll give you my final thoughts. So there you have it, the T98 Smartwatch, non-invasive blood glucose monitoring, continuous heart rate, blood pressure measurements, SPO2, which is blood oxygen saturation, uric acid, lipid monitoring or blood lipid monitoring, blood components. It's IP68 waterproof, so it's a good amount of waterproof rating there. It's a Bluetooth calling smartwatch. It does sleep tracking. It's got many different exercise modes in here. I like it a lot, and I'll tell you what I like about it the most, and that's the fact that it's selling right now for about $21, which I think if this watch has the features you are looking for, that is an absolute steal. It's a great deal. A watch like this for under 25 bucks. If you like the looks and you like the features, grab it. I'd say it's an amazing deal. If I can get a link, I will drop that below. I bought this with my own money this one came from Banggood. I got 3 different blood glucose monitoring smartwatches. I did the previous 2 reviews already. This is the last of those 3 in that series. So if you want to check those out, go check out my smartwatch and fitness tracker playlist on YouTube. Yeah, I really like it a lot. I would say, yeah, 2 thumbs up on this one for the price. Now, this channel is typically about my kayaking adventures. I do these smartwatch reviews and really anything health and fitness related to monetize this site. When I buy these devices with my own money, by my own money, I really mean your money, the small amount of ad revenue I generate on this channel, I invest right back into buying products like this to bring you more reviews. It all helps support my kayaking business. So there you go, the T98 Smartwatch. I'd say it's a great value for the money. Go check it out. And until next time, be healthy, be fit, and stay tuned. I'll be back with some more smartwatch reviews before Christmas very soon. Thank you so much for watching.